What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth Not Weight. I am your host, as always, Joseph Coizza. And in today's episode, we are talking about getting value. And the reason why I have these juggling balls is because we're talking about getting value from buying and from selling things. Things you'll buy, how much value do you get, and how do you get value from it? And things that you sell, how you're getting value, and most for your money, most for whatever that you're getting for that thing in return. But before we do that, we're going to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if we're bringing value to your day, your week, your month, your year, your life, your whatever. Make sure you hit that like button, and we'll keep talking and keep adding value. So the reason why I have these juggling balls is, one, I do not know how to juggle, but I got them because I thought I was going to learn as a kid, and I never did. So I was selling them. We're going to actually get started. I'm going to be trying juggling this whole video. We'll start off with 2, and we'll go, hopefully, nope, that didn't work. We'll start from 2, and we'll hopefully get to more as we go along. But I bought these, because we went and I thought I would learn how to do it. But recently I decided to sell them, and for the price that I'd be selling them, it's included shipping for the ones that usually sell. So a good price to sell them would be including shipping, and to have that, I'd have to sell them for like $7 shipping for these things, because they actually weigh a fair amount. They're like 2.5 inches in diameter, and they're these bean bags, and there's 4 of them. I'm only had 3 because the other one's from a different set. The profit I would be making, I'm really bad at this, the profit I would be making would be probably about 40 cents in value. So I was like, well, if I learn how to juggle and do something different with them, like maybe record a video, I could, in theory, when this video gets monetized, I can do something and get more value from them other than just 40 cents. So my dilemma was, do I keep them, learn how to juggle, and then do something with them? There you go. We're kind of getting there. And do something with them. This is really bad, though, still. And kind of do something with them and get value more than 40 cents. Or do I sell them and make the 40 cents? Well, if I record a video and then sell them, after somebody's already bought them especially, and then ship them out, because I have 3 days to ship them out, then I can do both. If I can learn how to juggle. I lost one on the couch. So let's hope we don't have to get to 3. But getting value from something you're selling, if you're selling something and it's for a fair price, or maybe above fair, or hopefully not below fair price, you have to make sure you're getting your value from it. Based on what you use, you have to make sure you're getting the value based on what you used, based on how much it cost you, based on how much you feel. Like these, I didn't buy them. Dad bought them when I was a kid, and I never really used them. I didn't really care for them. I didn't put any money into them. So if it's, hey, I get 40 cents, and then whatever I make from monetization from this, eventually when I'm monetized, say like $1 or $2, it's worth it to me to get that value. But now say if I was a professional juggler, I paid for these myself when I was a kid, and these were my first juggling balls, and you know, they're gonna be in a museum someday when I'm a big professional juggler. As you see, that's probably not gonna happen. Then the value from that would be a lot different. Say something like a car, you know, if I sold a car for $2 grand, but I put $1 grand into it and I paid, you know, $3 grand for it, then obviously the value I'd be getting from selling it isn't great. Or if I could use it and make more money and or save more money, say something like, you know, a water filtration system. You know, it costs you however much for water, clean water that you use for bottled water or whatever, but using this filtration system, it'll cost you less to do, but you have the initial upfront cost. A big example of this would be solar panels and stuff versus electricity and things like that. You have to make sure that your value is worth your time, the effort, and the money you put into it. Again, for this makes sense for me. For some of my old toys, hey, they like my old toys. You know, I have a whole collection. I have a fond memory of me and my dad, say, collecting all the Star Wars Burger King figures. You know, and I could sell all of them for like, you know, $30. It's not worth it to me to sell it for $30. I'd rather have that in my collection and then have that memory as well, that sentimental value, along with the kind of rarity value, and maybe they will go up in price value. But it doesn't make that value to me to sell them versus something like this that does. So that's selling value. You have to make sure you get what you got out of it, you know, what you put into it. Same thing versus if I do my reselling with my Goodwill stuff, I pay $3 for it and it sat there for 3 months. I'm going to want to get more than like $4 or $5 from it, especially when eBay's taking their cut. You know, I want to get at least $10 for it, especially if it sat for a little while, and make at least like a $4 or $5 profit off of it. You know, you do that enough times, and you got a nice little chunk of change for yourself, which is, you know, the part I like about flipping and reselling. As far as buying, ooh, we're getting better. Oh, fuck. I shouldn't have said anything. So as far as buying, though, you have to make sure the value is good for what you're buying. If you sit there and go, am I ever going to use this? Is this, you know, what I want? Is this going to bring value to my life? And the answer is no for really any one of those questions. You shouldn't be buying something. A lot of people will buy things based on impulse. A lot of people will be like, oh, that's cool. Or maybe I thought I wanted it, and then they buy it and they end up just wasting the money on it. There's plenty of things that I bought or that Dad bought for me back in the day when I was a kid and didn't make my own money. An example of these juggling balls that I never really used and never really got value from. So therefore, it was kind of a waste of money. These, maybe not. We'll see. These, yeah, maybe they are. But the issue is, So the issue is that you have to make sure you're going to use it and you get a lot of value from it. An Xbox 360 costs like $200 brand new. I used and abused the fuck out of that thing from since I was a kid, and from like 2013 to 2016, I was on that thing all the time, and like every summer I would play with my friends, and I got thousands of hours, if not tens of thousands of hours worth of use out of it, and put very little into it as far as maintenance. There was like no maintenance for it, maybe like an HDMI cable when like one broke or something, you know, batteries for a controller, or just the energy that it cost to charge it, and then new games and stuff when it came out. But the value from that was enormous. Same thing for video games. I would play video games for, you know, hundreds of hours. There's plenty of video games though that, however, that I spent $30 or $40. I have Red Dead Redemption 2. I spent $100 on for the collector's edition, and I sank maybe 20, 30 hours into it, but I never finished it, and I never used the full extent of the stuff. I never beat the story, tried the multiplayer, anything like that. So therefore, $100 for that amount of hours, I don't know if necessarily it was worth the value. You know, I mean, many of you may be upset with me for saying that about that game. Many of you maybe agree. Cell phone, depending on how much you pay for a cell phone. You know, the last cell phone I had lasted, I think, 3 or 4 years, and it was an upgraded phone, so it cost like $300-400 to do. And now this one I have, it cost about $100 to get an upgrade for, because the older one I had broke, and they couldn't replace it with the same model, so they gave me an upgrade. $100 for an upgrade, and already I'm getting my use out of it. Better camera, better quality, more storage space, all this good stuff. I can record my juggling a lot better. I get really up close, maybe, and juggle and record. So I'm getting value out of it. So when you're doing things like that, you have to make sure you're getting your value. A lot of things, I talk about it a lot of this dumb fucking things I bought for my car back in the day, you know, souped up alarm systems and radios, didn't really get its value, and in fact fucked up with the car, and decreased the amount of value I got from things. But stuff like that, these juggling balls, action figures, sets, Legos, stuff that I would use and play with frequently. You know, there's plenty of action figures that I use and play with frequently for hundreds, if not, again, thousands of hours. I got value from that. Other ones I never even took out of the box and just sat there in my room collecting dust and forgot I had for 8 to 10 years. That really didn't get value, and now I'm selling and trying to make a little bit of that value back. So when you're buying and when you're selling things, you need to make sure you're getting value from your purchases. So say you're buying something, am I going to get use from this? Is it going to be worth my money, my time, my effort? You know, if you say make $10 an hour, look at it and say, hey, this thing costs $20. If I had to work at my job for 2 hours and then they handed me this, do I feel that would be worth it? That's a good way to look at it if you're somebody who's working. Or just in a monetary standpoint, even if you're not somebody who works for hourly money, it's just like, hey, if I were to do this and then hand over, am I getting my money's worth? Am I getting my money back? Am I getting the satisfaction of it? Is this saving me, you know, that worth of money and time? You know, like when I went and I took a trip on the Greyhound, it was either I spent $300 and went to go visit my friends for a weekend, or I spent $30 and visit my friends for the weekend. You know, it took me an extra, you know, 5 times as long, 6 times as long. It would have took maybe about an hour to get there, and it took 8 hours there, probably about 16 hours, so 16 times as long. But it was definitely worth saving the $300. It was, you know, it was a tenth of the price, and I still got to go and visit them and have a great weekend and just to sort of enjoy myself and figure things more out about my life. And that was a great trip, and it was definitely worth it for that value. And that was on purchasing and selling. You know, 40 cents to me wasn't really worth the value on this, but now if I get to monetize and learn how to juggle a little bit, fuck me, and there that goes. So, and then just kind of do that, then it's worth the value and the change that I would make for that. So you guys have to make sure your value is worth your time, your money, your effort, your all that. And you have to make sure that you're getting that from when you sell something, and to make sure you're getting that also from when you're buying something. That's how you know you're getting your money and your value is worth, is if it saves you time, effort, money, long term, or it just gives you that great satisfaction, again, long term and not momentarily. Another great example is the car. Car I have, Gigi, you know, $2,000 car, maybe put another $2-3 into it. But it lasted us 6 years now. Wow. 6 years now, and it took us everywhere. We took it to Busch Gardens, took it at a great time, and just really enjoyed the use out of it. And, you know, I was there for homecoming, I was there for a whole bunch of stuff, and I got more than my fair share of value from that, you know, couple grand worth of maintenance and that couple grand worth of the cost of the car. So that's how you guys figure out value. let me know, what is the most valuable thing that you have purchased and or sold that you feel you've gotten a lot of value from, and the most unvaluable thing that you've purchased and or sold, and the value that you're like, man, I wish I would have gotten more of that, or I didn't even use it, so it wasn't even worth the money I spent or worth the money I got. So let me know in the comments below. That's the question I'm going to leave you guys off of. And as always, me and my juggling skills tell you to peace out after you like, comment, and subscribe. Almost forgot that. Like, comment, and subscribe for not more of my juggling skills. I probably will never do this again. But if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you. Peace.